Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wonderside comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed, lab-proven to work fast, and proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wonderside's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wonderside.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wonderside.com. Wonderside. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wonderside today.
Everybody's ready?
Ready up.
Perfect. What's going on, everybody? I am the one, the only, the WOOKIE. Joined here. Okay, we got rid of a misfit, but we replaced a misfit. But we have some of the normal misfits. We have the kid who knows more than you, Mr. Kohlrabi.
Hey, yo.
Everyone's favorite red shirt, Dexter.
Hello, everybody.
And Felix, we just fired him. Just outright fired. He's no longer on the cast. We replaced Felix with Loki. What's going on, Loki?
Baguette. And that was it.
That was it.
I'm good. It's only 11 p.m., so that's a good time to do that. I'm all fired up. Let's do this. Maybe
We'll try to keep it to a minimum here today. Obviously, there's a big time difference between us and you, so we'll make sure you are quite rested. Why don't we start out? What was your role, and what do you do for Altered?
And that's supposed to be short. That answer should be like 1 hour.
Just give us like a quick answer. Overview of what you do.
Well, I wanted to give you the Express platform to explain everything you do. I mean, just try to make it, short.
Is the list of what you don't do smaller? And we should just go there?
No, let's go with the thing I'm supposed to do, and maybe I do. So I'm the community builder. So that's not really the community manager. I also do what a social media manager would do. So I post things on social media. I do the animation on Discord and other like social network, and I also manage all the influence and like events activities where I'm there. And if there is anything community related, I do the press kits for the game. I do the planning of reveals for the influencers and for the community. I bother people at work. What else? Basically, that's it, and that's already a lot on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You also have a hand in helping design some of the like swag, right? Like play mats and the woolly back plush, other things like that.
No, not really. Well, depends if it's something that I use for my activities or not. So, for example, the boss battle medal, that's something that I've done, or at least I've helped. Like ask what I wanted and the specifications, and then somebody more talented than me did the design. Another example, and she's in the audience. The Equinox playmat was all me writing stuff on the playmat, and then Swolky did the graphical thing, and then I do have my say on stuff that are like community related. So yeah, for example, the Willy Back plush, I had the final say in should we produce it or not. So yeah, I do stuff because I like to buy stuff. So I do things that I want to buy. That's my secret.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful way.
Quick aside to just say that Swarky, or sorry, let me say it correctly. Sweorky does not give herself enough credit for all the artsy stuff that she does. So good call out there by Loki. I had a picture of the medal. I had a really good picture of the first player like medal token that I was going to share in the live. There it is in the live audience. It is a very nice coin. It is my new favorite first player coin. But do we?
Very
Well,
cool.
actually, there is one question that I think I know the answer to that I kind of want to get out of the way, and people are, I think, reading into this too much. So we'll just ask it. Why are the booster boxes of Skybound Odyssey more than they've been before?
What more?
Yeah,
Yeah, that-
they are a higher MSRP, at least in most countries.
Honestly, I don't know. That's not something. Well, I'm not like responsible of that kind of decisions. It's likely due to inflation. It's likely due to margins. It's likely due to a lot of stuff. But the real reason why is I don't know, and I don't even know. Well, I do know, but I could not communicate with you the price of the new displays. So I'm not even sure it will be aligned to what it was.
Yeah, I think for me, it's a very obvious result of the last year of everything, tariffs, inflation.
How much did they go up?
Yep.
I think it
50 cents.
now. No, I think it now. Booster box MSRP is 165, 168. Thank you, Wyvern, and it used to be 144. But
so literally we're all complaining about $24.
Yeah, well, and people on Reddit,
a pack of soda last year used to cost me $4.98. It's now almost $10. So
Yeah.
I mean, but $24 for our premium cardboard's a bridge too far. Come on now.
Yeah, it was kind of a hard question to ask Loki because I mean it is not his fault, but people were like thinking that Equinox was adding more into the box and Equinox was deciding to charge more. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that's not the reason.
So I do have a question for you, and that may be a stupid question because you may have the answer, but are you like all familiar with the distribution circuit and what is our role and what was the role of Asmodee and how everything else was like designed?
I think I personally have a decent grasp, but it'd probably be great for you to explain that as quickly as you can.
Yeah, I can try quickly. A lot of people and especially at the beginning and well, even now in the US, we've seen a lot of people like angry because the game were not available, and they were asking us, why are you not like promoting the game and everything? And basically, we are only creating the game, we're not publishing it. And that's something that is a bit different from video games, for example, in which they are also publishing and creating the game. So we are only a studio, we create the game, and then the game was sold to Asmodee, and then Asmodee was contacting all their local distribution units, asking for the quantities like that they think their shops are going to buy. And then everybody like agrees on prices. How much do we sell those boosters to Asmodee, and what is the margin at this point, and everything. So there are a lot of things in this distribution circuit that goes. I've seen a few discussion about this, about Australia Australia is very far away, obviously, so you can either ship by boat or by plane. But if you do that, at some point it will be cheap. It will be more expensive that doing that by boat. So the margin will be different, and there's a lot of things that is happening, and there's been also tariffs, and so I guess it was a global decision to change that so that everybody would find themselves comfortable with the margins. But once again, that's a business thing, so people are not always aware of what it will do to the final customer, or at least they know. But if you want the business to keep running, you have to adjust a few things at that route. And probably you're going to ask me what are the changes now if we distribute ourselves. Well, we will be distributing the game ourselves, so that's a big change, because there is a part of the circuit that is gone, with the good aspect and the bad aspect. But yeah, that was as short as I could.
Yeah, no, I think that put it into a very good context. And to be honest, it's kind of outside of what the rest of this conversation will be. But I just saw the question pop up in multiple different places. And so it's good to hear more info, because people don't trust me. I'm just a random vegetable.
Well, I think that's...
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
Number one, I don't even... Yeah, it is what it is. It's kind of a silly question. I've never known... I've been on this earth for 37 years, and in all of my 37 years, the only thing I've ever seen go down in price is gas, and that's sometimes, right? And almost everything goes up, so... why did it go up $24? Because it's the year 2025. That's kind of why. So that's just kind of and it's only $24. That's not that much to really get all concerned about. So, but I guess with a big change comes this must be because of this. The normal knee-jerk reaction of everything. So, alrighty. You want to keep going into your starters here?
Yeah, I do have some softball questions, so we can start soft, I guess. Get that runtime up.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about for this change?
So while I'm doing this, probably. I'm answering at the same time on another file. Anyway, more visible that way. I think it's a mix of many things. But one of the main thing is, personally, I'm very happy that we are distributing the game to anybody that wants it. Because one of the most frustrating thing for me, when I'm reading all the private messages on Instagram, for example, are the questions like, how do I get the game? Are you not selling the game yourself? And no, we are not. And if you check out any other TCGs, they are not selling the game themselves. So people were expecting that from us, and we were not able to do that. And people, we're not doing that. So the thing now that we are distributing ourselves, it will be way better for people to get the game, which is something that I'm very excited about, really. And even for shops, I think it will be way better for them to just like contact us and get all the advantages they have to reach us. So that's a good thing. And then we have some, I'm not going to say margin, but we have more room to experiment stuff like the plushie, or products, or even like, how to say that, when you do product that is going, I'm not going to say mainstream, but at least go to that niche, you are expected to produce some items on some regular things, and Altered as not being like doing like everybody else. So that way, by not being on the classic system, we'll be probably able to be more us that what we used to be. And I'm not saying that it is a good thing. Being me is a terrible thing, but being us, probably going to be fun. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, you'll definitely
think-
have more control now that you don't have to go to Asmodee for everything, and you
Yep.
can
Yeah.
deal with your own organized play and other things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I was just gonna say exactly like when you wanted to make something for Altered before, you kind of had to go to mom and dad, mom being Asmodee and dad being Gamegenic. And now, I mean, you just really have to decide as a team and maybe go to a factory direct if you want to do a hunger plush in the future or something.
but that's also means that we're going to have way much more like work than what we used to do, because if you're working with a distributor, you expect the distributor to do that distributing job and do that like selling the game to shops directly. Since that will be gone, it will be up to us to do that, and that's going to be complicated.
I do not know what happened, but we lost Wookiee somehow.
Oh.
Wookiee, how did
Oh,
you get down
back.
in the audience?
I don't know.
Easy in the audience. Yeah.
I didn't know I was in the audience. I was just listening. You're like, somehow we lost Loki, and I look up. I'm like, why? I am in the audience. Who knew?
All right. Last softball from me is what did the decision process look like leading up to this change?
Probably meetings with people with a higher salary than I have. So I do not know exactly all the things that were involved in this. What I do know is that it was not done on a whim. It was discussed with Asmodee. It was discussed with retailers. It was discussed with the community. So a lot of people were involved in a lot of steps, just to make sure that we could like actually pull it. At all the decisions, like all the thought process, honestly, I do not have all the answers about that. So I could not like tell you everything because I just myself do not know everything.
Yeah, it's great to hear that you met with, multiple different groups of people instead of just, I don't know, the board, whether or not there's an actual board, but that concept, but actually the community and stores and things like that to get feedback. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, Wookiee.
Oh, it's my turn now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
We have
right.
lots of
You
questions.
might have to pick and choose if we're going to get to some of Felix's, unless we just really ousted him entirely.
Yeah, we ousted him entirely. So, you guys called this a pre-order as opposed to like a traditional Gamefound or Kickstarter.
Yeah.
What was the decision making in going back to to doing a Gamefound as opposed to just letting stores handle pre-orders?
Yeah. So, okay, there are two questions. For the first aspect, and I think it's something that I've answered, and I hope my answer will be meeting with the older versions of what I've said previously, but it's a pre-order because the product basically is done. Well, done in a sense that everything they are working on the Unix, I think, right now. And yeah, so it's really what are the quantities that we need to produce to fit what the people actually want from the product. So that's why we call that pre-order and not a crowdfunding, because in any case, the game is developed, it's done, it's finished. So it's only just pre-order the quantity that will be done. If there is no stretch goal or anything, oops. So yeah,
So the Gamefound just gives you an idea of what you're gonna need to produce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. The thing also, you said, why not only go through to the shops? That is a good question. And honestly, I once again do not have all the answers, because that's actually a good one. But if I need to guess, and I'm just guessing at this point, but doing a Gamefound, and when we saw the Kickstarter, the success that he had, and it way like the reach of the Kickstarter was amazing, and it was beyond our initial expectations. You create discussions, you create a lot of stuff, you create some discussions about the game, and it's a moment to celebrate the game. And I think that's something that we wanted to do, especially since we know that the game stumbled at some point. And when you look back right now, the marketplace is released, BGA is working, a lot of stuff that were promised when we are now celebrating that first year anniversary. Things have been delivered, but there have been some issues. There have been some distribution issues also. There have been some quantities issues. So we wanted to have that moment, that celebration moment. And I think that's what we are doing. And that's also a way for us. And that's something that not only me, but you're seeing me a lot on socials and on Discord. But we like to be close to people. We like to enjoy those moments with the community, and that's in our DNA to share those moments. And also, and that's also hypothesis on my side, but with the current we know that, for example, the game in the US, and that's something that you guys told me several times, some shops do not have the game or do not have the game anymore. And if you go through the shops, why would they say yes? But at the same time, if you do Gamefound and you gain traction, you're showing people that people want the game. And also from once again a distribution standpoint, for people that were saying, I have a bunch of friends and we cannot play the game because our local game shop, they don't have the game. Well, now you can get it on Gamefound, and then if you're playing in your LGS with your friends, with the cards that you've bought on the Gamefound, that maybe those people will be interested in running OP for the next time, and then you create those local communities that were not doable in the past, and that will be way better. And I think I answered multiple questions at once.
I think you did too, yeah. But that's cool, because for me, I can't. I've talked about this many times on the show. I can't get altered. I have to order it from wherever I can order it online. There are no shops around me who do anything with the game at this point. And being somebody who I don't enjoy online play as much as others, I much prefer in person. So normally whenever Dexter comes around, I play a few games with him. But the Gamefound's a big way for me to have access to it as well. So were there any fears about going to the Gamefound platform as far as the, local gaming store? Gamefound kind of being a big 4-letter word kind of taboo that I know a lot of game stores hate to hear when it comes down to a product.
I mean that's obvious. Saying the contrary would be lying, because it's the same thing that happened when we started the game. You do not know how people are going to react to a product that nobody has done before. And I know that some people are comparing us to Keyforge, about going to Gamefound and everything. I don't think that's the same. Still, you cannot know how people are going to react to this. And I'm going to say like a bullshit example, but maybe nobody is going to buy displays of set 5, but the woolly bags are going to be like sold out in 2 minutes. You never know.
Yeah.
You don't know how that's going to like go. So
weird story.
Of course.
Keyforge released a plushie. I said these things are the dumbest things ever. Everyone else loves them.
Everyone bought them.
Everyone
Yeah,
loves
my
the
friend
thing.
helped design it.
I know, and I'm just like, I was like, what kind of grown person is going to want a stupid stuffed animal? And then everyone's like, I have 7 of them. I'm like, why?
Oh yeah, so I'm actually planning to buy several. I want one to keep like as a memento of the game, but I do want one that I will be like making clothes for, like all this costume and stuff. And I want one that will be in the office that I will just use to throw away at people. I just want to throw those woolly bags on people.
I understand this because I own a foam brick that I throw at my employees when they piss me off.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
Yeah,
see,
totally understood.
Those plushes are like it's a therapy. You have to buy them. Anyway, back
you can't
to
throw real bricks, so I own a fake one.
you can, but you're going to do that only once, and then
I was gonna say weird story. You only get to do it the one time. And then HR becomes involved.
Back to the question. My like feeling about that is that shops that have the game right now and they have a strong scene are just going to continue the game. They may open, and that's something that I think, shops will be able to like pre-order the game before player, so they will be able to also like open pre-order for people way before people can actually go on Gamefound. So that will be one way to like get cash and get an idea of how much people are willing to get the game through the shops and not through the Gamefound. So that's one of the first thing, and I don't think both are going to be like fighting. I mean, a lot of people are saying this, that you are going to buy on the Gamefound and you're not going to buy to the shop. I think that's and I'm sorry for all the people that are going to be listening to this. I do believe that this is bullshit. I've been playing TCGs. I'm 1 year younger than you, Wookie, so I'm 36 at the moment. I've been playing TCGs for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I was younger than Dexter when I started playing. And you never like buy just one display and you're like, okay, I'm good for the entire 12 months. No, you're playing locally. You'll be willing to do a draft. You'll be saying, hey, I'm missing some rares, or I just want another display. Where you're going to go? You're going to go to the shops. Of course, when a new set is released, there is a huge spike in sales, like in the first 2 weeks, and then it's quieter. But I do think that having things in shop won't be an issue.
I'm not sure if I'm going off script on this or not, but like, I know you already had said that you're going to have certain items that are only going to be available at the game shop. Like, is there a way that you're going to maybe push people to be like, yeah, you can buy from the Gamefound, but if you buy from your local game store, you will also maybe get X, Y, and Z. Like Magic did for a long time with like a box topper or like something cool that like I'm not going to get, I can order 3 boxes from the Gamefound, or I can go order 3 boxes from Jeff down the street, and I'll get this cool thing.
Obviously, I cannot go far into the details.
I know I went totally off script and took a right turn there.
No,
I apologize.
That's totally fine because, as I was telling you before, we've sent today a newsletter to all the stores that we had in our database, and we discussed with them, like we announced a few things that they will be getting in higher quantity that people could ever order on the Gamefound.
Okay.
So that's it will be leaking anyway at some point because we know,
sure.
and that's a good thing. People will be
Right.
discussing, but there is a very specific product that the shops will be able to get in far larger quantities that you can. So if you want that, you have to go to the shop.
Yeah, and I think just to back up what you said, using the example of myself and Elio for the Dallas area, we probably attend the locals the most often, and both of us are like, yeah, we'll back the Gamefound and still go to our local store and buy things from them here and there.
Yeah.
So will there be a person that only does it for the Gamefound? Probably, but they're probably already like the tabletop gamer, the kitchen table, and nothing was really going to change that. So yeah, a lot of people that support their LGS will continue to support their LGS as long as they have a way to.
I know that some people, and once again, I'm sorry, I'm being a bit off script on this, but a lot of people were asking, why should I go to my store if I can order on the Gamefound? Dude, you don't even know what we're going to sell on the Gamefound. So you don't even know if it's better for you or not, if it's fitting the kind of player that you are. Are you a player? Are you a collector? Are you a competitive player? That's way different. Is the pledge the exact number of display that you want? Is the pledge having the items that you want? That's so many questions that people like project the worst scenario, but all the information are not out there yet. And that was the end of my sentence.
I think it's also good to just reiterate something you said, where stores will have their own path outside of Gamefound to order, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's true.
So I do have, I guess I have some questions on the Gamefound, because you kind of cleared a couple up. So is I know a very little bit about Gamefound with just working with it, obviously from Keyforge, but is Gamefound more of an Indiegogo, like this is how much you ordered and this is how much we have to produce, as opposed to a Kickstarter where like you set a goal and you have to hit that goal, otherwise nothing ever happens with it? Because I know there's we just released another Gamefound for Keyforge, right? It was like $50,000 is our backing goal, right? Obviously, that's not a lot of money, right? So it gets backed really quickly. And our assumption always was, on the other side was, well, it's a nice marketing piece that, as a marketeer, you could be funded in 27 seconds. It's a nice banner piece you're able to put out there. But then now after hearing this, it's like, well, maybe that's just is that the lowest you can set the goal? Maybe you don't have to even set a goal. I haven't done really any research on this point. But it's like, well, maybe you don't have to do a goal and just whatever is ordered, and they can fulfill it at that point.
I think you have to do a goal anyway. I honestly do not know the number that is going to be set. I do remember that we've done the same for the Kickstarter. So probably it's going to be something like that. But I do not know. What I can tell you is that Gamefound actually acquired Indiegogo.
Yeah. Yep, that I did know. But I know Indiegogo was you can just order it and whatever's ordered's ordered. There was no goal. Where Kickstarter, if you set hey, it's $1 million to fund this project. If it doesn't hit that $1 million, it just kind of sits in purgatory for forever, until it hits that dollar amount, but then, I don't honestly know if Gamefound was the same.
I have no idea. Honestly, on that, I have no idea. And the sales that are going to be done to the shops directly won't even be counted in the total for the Gamefound. So I have no idea how they are going to do this calculation. I barely can count to 10 when I'm playing Altered, so I'm not going to count millions.
Fair enough. I did have other couple of questions here that I'm going to kind of strike because I don't think they're really relevant. But as far as prizing kits and whatnot go, it's been a challenge for me in my area, especially since, I do know people who do play. But, we're not able to, really get, any pricing or anything like that because we're not in a brick-and-mortar store. It does take a long time to get a brick-and-mortar store. You come to them, you're like, hey, I want to do this. And they're like, we'll think about it. And then, you circle back around, and you're like, what about it? They're like, we don't know. And you're kind of stuck in this, circle, right? But it's like, okay, well, if I have a game club, and say we meet somewhere, is it possible you guys would be willing to send out prizing kits to, clubs and whatnot? Or is that not in the cards? I think
it's too soon. It's not too soon, in the project's life, but it's too soon with this new system. How do you if we wanted to do that, we would have to solve several stuff. One of the first thing that we need to solve is who's paying for the shipping cost. Is it us? Is it them? How we're going to send that? How much do we produce for that? How do we select those people? If you start an hobby club in some place that is very crowded, that's cool, but you are 3 people. Should we send you stuff? How do we create the rules in which people are made eligible to get this? So that's very complicated. The limit that we've set so far is if you have a club and you have a shop that is willing to just set up a store account, it is okay for them to let you use it to create events as long as it's done through the shop's account. So that's the thing that we are doing. But physical pricing kits, that's a lot of things that would be needed to be considered, and we are not big enough to do that. And I'm not even sure any other TCGs are doing that. So of course we would love to do that, but I don't think we have the manpower right now, because I am 100% sure that we would get dozens of messages from people asking, hey, I want to organize stuff with my group of friends and we want to do that. But if we are giving away stuff for people, are those people still going to be going to the shops? You don't know that. So you have to investigate on the region. Is us doing that making it worse for the shops or not? There are so many things to consider. We don't have the time right now, but I wish we had, but we don't.
No,
I have
that is fair.
Good antidote, or not antidote. What's the word? Not antidote. Anecdote. There you go. Thank you, college-educated Dexter. So how the current system is you have to reach out to your local Asmodee branch, right? So for all of us in the United States, it's basically Asmodee North America. And every single person I know that has ever tried to ask Asmodee for something in that regard at all, they never ever get an answer.
Yep.
So that's
Not
already
surprised.
more of an answer than we've had from Asmodee in the past.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it is a lot. But yeah, I think that was good.
No,
good
I
to
mean,
know
and
and hear.
it's an honest answer to, because I kind of expected the same answer that I got, because it's where do you draw that line, right?
Yeah.
How do you know this is actually going to somebody who's playing, at their local library or wherever the case may be, and not to, Steve in his basement just now opening gobs of prize packs because he says he runs a tournament there every week, right? So it's a tough line, and where do you draw it? And you're always, unfortunately, going to have to like upset some people over it, because it is the nature of the beast, right? So it's not fun, but it is what it is, right? So
and just to, I know that you guys had issue with the distribution and everything, but when you like look at the bigger picture, and even though Asmodee is a big company, like imagine having all those meetings and working on several TCGs and having like even one email like per week from every state, from people willing to organize something. You just cannot answer that. And if you start making an exception and setting a precedent, you'll be sure that people are going to be like angry and asking for more, and
Right.
and everybody will want to have the same thing, and then the poor Asmodee guy will be like drowning under emails. That really like community relation is really one job that should not be done like people who really have a lot of things on their plate, and there is a strategic like thing on that, and that's very like complex to manage. So and that's logical. At the end of the day, we have that many hours to work, and you have to choose your fights. And we do know that we are still a little TCG, and maybe one of the few TCGs with Flash and GA, so Current Archive, not having a brand. So and that's very different. Very different. Your community is more like focused and passionate. Because they only have that medium to leave that patient. Like if you like Star Wars and you play Unlimited, that's cool. But you can also go on the couch and watch episode 3 if you have good taste, episode 8 if you have less good taste. But you can still like leave your passion outside of the game. For Altered, it's very different. So that's very complicated. Very complicated.
A lot of people will forgive a lot for their favorite IPs. Like, I've had multiple people tell me that Lorcana is actually a very poorly made game. But it's Disney, so they play it.
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
They're a lot more forgiving for that.
Yeah. And I can appreciate the prequel trilogy apologists. It's cool. I like episode 3 too. Anyway, getting along with Dexter. Nobody.
Yeah, so I was wondering
I feel like I just
the
blew
previous.
over everyone's head, and nobody.
You had a lot of questions.
I did have I made an episode, a prequel joke, and nobody understood it. Dexter, have you seen Star Wars? Do you know what Star Wars is?
I have seen all of Star Wars.
I was just wondering. Okay.
All of Clone Wars and Rebels too.
2 episodes back, remember?
Have you ever heard the tragedy of Blue the Wise?
Blue the Wise? That's a new one.
Blue the Wise.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Shoot your question.
I was curious for in the future when stores are able to order directly from you, if they're able to get previous sets and what all will be available to them through the direct method with y'all.
Yes. Yes and no. We do have some. Oh my God, how to tell things without spoiling things. I'm sweating right now. Oh, it's the sake. I'm not sure. Anyway, so right now the official word is Asmodee is still distributing the previous game, and they are not going to stop doing that. That's very important to know. So they are going to do that, and something that I can say here that I'm not usually saying in French or European things. We are going to get the game, I think, in some like equivalent of GameStops here,
Okay.
which is good. So it's not going to be only like local game stores, but like also mainstream shops, which is a good thing. And that's all Asmodee.
Targets and GameStops and stuff like that.
So we don't have an equivalent to Targets, but GameStops is
Okay.
the most the closest that we have. So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
Mhm.
And they will still have that. Will we sell also the previous set? Yes, also. But that you'll have to see during the Gamefound, and shops will have to see directly. But once again, we're not like, it's not a war with Asmodee. Everybody's like chill with each other. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. Follow-up question to that. Is there a
Yep.
limit? Is there going to be a time where you're like, hey guys, no more Trial by Frost. It's sold out. We have no more. What it's on the market's on the market. Do you guys have like a cutoff where you're like, we're not going to be printing anymore?
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the answer is yes, but at like what point is
that's
that?
same. That's the same for all the TCGs, all the video games, everything that you can find in stores. When the shops are like have run out, it's either people asking for it and you think that the risk of producing more is fine, or it's not. And for TCG, I don't think there is a goal to producing more. And the MOQ, so the minimum order quantity, usually are huge. So you want to make sure that people are willing to have that need for a lot of cards. So yeah, and you like make me think that I need to order my shadow plushes from Make a Beer. So I'm going to do that right now. Build a beer. Yes. Okay, let's go. Let's continue that.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
before we get down to Felix's questions, we actually had a question from the audience. So from Cam 1.0, has there been any thought into a way to support Equinox directly through some sort of supporter pack? For example, pay X and work with an artist to get yourself on a card, or anything along those lines?
No, not that I mean, we could do that. We could do stuff like that, but it's the game is already very close. It's a digital game, but it's also a physical game, and it's a physical game first, and then it's a digital game. So hold on, I'm just like, okay. So we want to do something that is very simple, because once again we are a small team. So if you're doing like, I don't know, $10,000 to like have your own card, okay, but that's not really helping the product. I mean, it's money, and that's cool. Money is great. But at the same time, what you want is people to know about the brand. You want people to get the product as much as possible. So, not really.
Yeah, I would
Not
think the
really.
best way to support Equinox and the team would be back the Gamefound if you can, tell your
Yeah.
store that you want altered, and then continue to like go to your organized play and invite your friends and yada yada.
I mean, at the end of the day, and that's maybe a bit like not pessimistic, but uh, pragmatic. Oh my God, I'm sounding outrageous right now. Um, you have like, shops are not managing communities because they like it. Of course, if they do, it's even better. And for what I've understood, the outside community is good. But at the same time, like, you would not help a community that is dead. are like not very like working well. So we need people to know about the game. So the best thing that you can do, your shop does not want to support the game. It's fine. It's their business. They have no way, and you have no like. I mean, it's not because you love the game that they have to sell it, and they have to find that there is strategic like advantage for them to run the game. So the best way is to show them that there is an audience for this game and you love the game and people are coming with you to play that game. I'm not sure if I'm like being clear on that.
I think you are, like, and basically, like, you know, it's shop owners, especially in the United States. I don't know how it is in your area, but they're very fickle, right? And they need to know where their bottom line is, right? Running a game store is not as luxurious, and you know, they're not eating steak and lobster every night, right? It's thin margins. It's, you know, barely making it by sometimes, and they have to go with a game that, number one, they know there's a community and a support for, because otherwise there's nothing worse than buying something and having it sit on your shelf and just be wasted dollars, right?
Yeah.
So they need to know that this is going somewhere, right? Whether that be you coming in to support it, and, you know, even I've done this with a lot of games. Go in and be like, hey, are you able to get this for me? Right? If I pay you, will you order it for me? More times than not, if a game store can get it for you and you're willing to like pay them some money up front, they'll get it for you. Right?
Yeah.
They're most game stores. Not all. You're going to have a handful out there that are just kind of like jerks, and they're like, oh, I don't know, got to go talk to somebody. But most game stores will be like, yeah, if you pay me for it up front, yeah, I'll buy it for you, and then work with them, right? And then try to start that community. That's the biggest part right now. Is you've got such juggernauts out there, right? You've got, I mean, shoot, you got Spider-Man and Magic right now. I don't know how anyone in this community is beating that, right? I am a huge Spider-Man fanboy.
No. The best thing that Magic has ever done is the crossover with Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the best one.
Well, I mean, whatever tickles your pickle, you know what I mean? Like, whatever you're into, right? You like Sonic, I like Spider-Man. But the fact of the matter is that the short and skinny is that the game store has to know that, like, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, I think is what you're trying to get to. And they need to know, like, this isn't a lost cause. I'm not going to lose my store over this. You know, I am able to make a profit. As Cole has said, he's very against, you know, the whole capitalist system of making money, but, you know.
Listen, but local game stores ran by local people, that's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of is what it is. So sometimes you gotta let you have to let the game store make money, right? You have to, because they are the ones who are, number one, giving you a space to play, number two, you know, getting you the product to play. So let them make a little bit of coin off you. At the end of the day, we're all here to have fun. And, you know, let your local game store eat every now and again. You know, it's okay.
I'm not sure if I am here solely to have fun. I'm also here to give Chili a really hard time all the time.
No, I mean, hey,
so
to each their own, right? Like, you do you. Like, there's nothing against that, but, you know.
Yeah, it's just about the friends that you piece along the way.
Absolutely.
That's the thing.
And and here's the deal. I'll be 100% honest with everyone here right now. Keyforge, right? I played Keyforge since it's originally started.
I played pretty early on too.
Yep. If it was not for the people that I have met and the relationships I have forged, no pun intended. You know, if it's not for all the people that I have met along the way, spent time with, gone drinking with, I mean, these are people that I've literally spent, I don't know how many hours with, hanging out with them, going to the bar, having multiple drinks up till 4 o'clock in the morning, talking about non-key, just life, right? Like it's one of those things where I don't know if I'd still be in Keyforge, but
I would not be if it were not for the people I made friends with.
I've made so many good friendships along the way, and it's all revolves around this. I am the first one to tell you, I don't play games to actually play games. I play games for the drinking, right? Like that's really why I go to Keyforge events. Because I'm not a heavy drinker, but I'll tell you what, when Vault Tours or Keyforge Celebration come around, you see a different side of the Wookiee, and it only comes out like quarterly. So get your cameras out. For those of you with flash photography, you won't be seeing us again for another 4 months.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm sure that Coles has a lot of story about me being drunk to tell people, which he's not going to tell people.
Believe it or not, he's never told us. Never.
Yep.
Yeah, because he knows that instantly he will receive on all accounts that he owns pictures of the Warden's feet.
Yeah.
Again and again and again.
Yeah. So, if Wookie and Dexter are fine with it, I'll kind of pick through Felix's questions because I feel
have added. I saw a few that kind of I'm like, these aren't really important, but there's a couple in there that I would say are.
I've seen the list. We can do them all. That's fine.
Okay,
all right.
Cool. Well, before we get to that, more railroading and memeing, because that's what we're known for. You missed one very important thing, Wookie, when you were describing why you play TCGs. You mentioned friends, drinking, all of that, but you forgot to mention saving each other from fangirls. Yes. Yeah. No, you were on the right track.
Saving each other. I don't know if I've ever been fangirled over. There was that one time at Gen Con, but that was about it.
That one time at Gen Con.
There's always the one time.
I don't know if it was necessarily a fangirl, because she didn't know who I was. She just liked my
creepy
Sasquatch.
Ghostbuster girl that kept following you.
She liked my Sasquatch shirt with I was wearing a shirt and it had a bunch of Sasquatches wearing a flamingo floaty. And
listen, she didn't have to be a fan of your work, but she was definitely a fan of you.
Yes, so nobody's really a fan of my work because my work sucks. But here we are.
I'm pretty sure that Loki's fangirls are not really fans of his work, but more just a fan of Loki. So
you never know.
I mean, at this point, I think it's just a love-hate relationship with the community. I think that couple that I like that we are seeing every time at Gen Con. That's the very example of like people just like enjoy like really genuinely, I think, like discussing with me. But I'm like I'm just making silly jokes and maybe slightly, because that's not my style, but slightly offensive jokes. So I do not know. I do not know if I'm that popular.
I'm a big fan of the really offensive jokes. That way you really, but like, that's me.
Yeah, but that's also that's my job. If I start saying, hey, when are the worlds for next year, and I'm starting to post everywhere, just ask your mom. I'll be in trouble.
Maybe.
So
maybe.
Yeah.
Some of us will think it's the greatest thing ever, but
Yeah.
I have witnessed both sides of people not understanding Loki's personality, so I can attest to that. The couple, shout out to Lindsay and Kyle. Great people, but a guy trying can go to hell, or I think he already lives there in Baltimore. So, but questions.
I heard Mar Jackson went down. Ruh-roh. Anyway, moving on.
What will the onboarding of new players look like post Asthma Day? Will it be different?
So onboarding, you need products to onboard people, so there will be new starter decks. Hopefully, shops will have them.
Yay!
Already
For
present
Sky?
community. No, you told me past Asmodee, so past Sky.
Yeah.
Okay, post Sky.
Right,
There'll
so
be more
starting
starter
set
decks.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There'll be new starter decks. So that will be one of the first way to onboard people. Then you have like all local communities that will be able to help people join the game. There will be more BGA, obviously. Like you may have seen, and that was painful to watch. But we've done yesterday a live on the French YouTube with one of the like good like TCG influencer, and because BGA just opened the demo decks, nobody was there. All those people were just playing the game, and it was half the people that were usually there that were playing the game. So we know that is working well. So more BGA, more demo decks on BGA. That will be a way to onboard more people. Um, and yeah, I've seen a lot of people asking for more advertising. That costs a lot, and one of the thing that is very difficult. I'm going to like sidetrack a bit here. With all community job is measuring the return on investment that you're doing, and you were talking about the clubs, like people creating a club and playing outside. Okay, I'm sending them $300 dollars of product. Am I ever going to receive back that money? Yeah, they will be happy, and yeah, they will be playing, but will they be spending more? Will they be onboarding people that are going to be spending more? Because at the end of the day, once again, that's I'm not going to quote the Joker, but we live in a society in which we need to make money. So you need to make sure that everything that you are doing, they have a return on investment, and that's the same thing for me being in a convention. Is me going into convention going to create something that will make people spend more money? Will they be happy to have spend time with me and say, hey, I'm going to buy a display because that was very cool, and I'm very hyped and I want something. So that's always something that you want to do. So onboarding, advertising, not sure. All the rest, like we've done, positively, yes.
Yep. I think the convention thing is a very interesting question to tackle. And of course, it's
Yeah.
something that I am also passionate about because I've done every convention I possibly can with Altered, and it's always great to talk to the team. But the metrics of success that you can actually quantify are really hard for conventions, some part
Yeah.
of it. So I get that, but we're all going to start a petition to have at least Loki at all the major conventions next year.
I mean, it's a question of money, and honestly, if I could, I would just go to PAX Unplugged. But that will be meaning finding somebody that is willing to pay almost $3,000 to have me there.
Well, Cole
Between
says he's got
playing.
it.
Yeah,
Cole says he's got it.
me and my unemployed self. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, never
So-
mind. Cole said maybe.
Yeah. So that's very complicated, but I do think, and that's why I was not always working on marketing. I have a background in network engineering, so that what I was doing in the past for like 10 years, and then I went to marketing. I'm very like passionate about um, the feeling and building that relationship between a brand and its community. That's something that I love, and I love like driving and helping those people thrive in the passion that they have. And most of the time, I would not work for something that I do not like share this passion with them. like I probably love Altered as much as you do, in ways I cannot explain because I will end up in prison. But anyway, that's something that is very important, and I do think in my like 36 years of existence, most of the brands that I've been the most passionate about is because I have some points in time in which I met people on the team. I remember E3 2013, Dead Space 3 was about to be released, and I've done a costume of the main protagonist from Dead Space 2. And one of the developers recognized me, and I was wearing a costume for another brand. And he just went to me and he introduced me to the game director and he said, "Hey, this guy is one of us." And just for that, I know that I will be loving that brand until the end of my old days. And I got a tattoo of that game just because it reminds me something that was very positive, something in which I felt good. And I do think this kind of moment is what you want to build with your brand. And that's something that is outside of opening a booster. And I think it's very that the relationship between you and what is basically cardboard. And that is outside of everything. It's meeting people and it's meeting the game and it's having like a genuine human connection with that game. And I do think that even if it cannot be quantified, me being in convention, talking to people, maybe for some people, just the thing they need to not drop the game or to invest themselves more in. I'm going to give you an example. I know that I'm talking a lot, much more than I was expecting to, but I got a private message 2 weekends ago from a community member. I've never told that to anybody except my wife. That person was very upset because there was a BGA tournament ongoing in Asia, and they did not see the invite for that, the way to subscribe. So I was like, okay, it's Saturday morning, it's the end of the afternoon for you because you live in Australia. Okay, I'm going to check what is happening. And I saw that it was just the final phases of the qualifiers for Asia. And I told him that. And he went from being, to be honest, kind of rude. And honestly, I almost not answered that because I was like, okay, dude, it's 10 a.m. and you're being totally shitty to me. And 1 hour later, we were discussing and joking about, hey, so no, you did not miss the Asian BGA. It's going to be next week, and you have to qualify because right now I'm not accepting your excuses. You have to win, and then you go to France and you present those excuses, your apologies. You tell them yourself to me in October, and that's the moment. And that person lost. And was not qualified to come because I think it's Tricksters who won. But anyway, just that kind of connection, you are feeling that close connection with the game, and that's at the end of the day, I think it's what like drives us from the human like perspective more than competing or anything. And that's why most of the competitors are now in teams because they share this. So that kind of sharing, I love that, and I think that's one of the things that is the most important thing. And yes, I would love to go to Unplug, even if it's just to sit on a free game table and just play with people. But yeah, budget and shit. So probably not going. That was long.
It was very, very well said, and I definitely agree. So that kind of answers the question to the best of the ability for what happens next year. But
yeah,
PAX Unplugged did put out like a little information for this year, and it does mention Altered, and I've already seen like 2 or 3 people not read it fully. From my understanding, there will be no more conventions that that Altered will be at least in the United States, for the rest of this year. Is that correct?
I have no idea. To be honest, I have no idea because I don't even know where I'll be going up until the end of the year. Sometimes I'm going to Essence, sometimes as I'm not. Same for Luca Comics. I have no idea. It's a bit of a weird situation because Asmodee is working on set 4. So obviously they are promoting the game, but at the same time they are not going to be distributing the upcoming set. And 15th of October, the day in which we're going to show more about this, is during the lifetime of set 4. So it's a lot of different things at the same time. Um, and I honestly, I do not know if you yourselves, guys, have any contact in Asmodee. Please ask them to just like do an altered booth, and just with me, I'll be very happy with that. Just to meet all of my fangirls, that'll be great.
Yeah, I can honestly try and ask because I can say from my side the hiring notices just went out and Altered is not listed as a
Yeah.
game that will be demoed or judged. So definitely worth asking though, but we'll see, and we'll keep everyone updated. But to not keep you too long, this question I know is very hard. Has the focus in the U.S. markets changed, and what is Equinox's approach to expanding in the U.S.?
The focus has not changed. So I'm going to how people are going to react in the States to the Gamefound. Will it be shops or players will be a good indicators. Like, is the game going to sell well? That will be a good like indicator for us to say, hey, yeah, the game was like not dying, but in some local places not going well or just not present. But there is a willingness to people to get the game like going. Um, so that will be the first indicator that we can get, and that will be very important. We do know that um, you guys have a huge country. Um, I'm keeping that example that Justin has told us during Gen Con, but the size of the US is such that the distance between the East Coast and the West Coast is basically Paris to Moscow. And us going to Moscow is something that is very far. So knowing that, we do know that online game is going to be helping. We do know that delivering the game directly to you will be helping. So we do hope that those things are going to be helping. Empowering the shop directly through us will be helping. So that's Equinox's approach to like expanding in the US right now.
And not, I'm just going to say it, not being with Asmodee is going to help. No offense. Asmodee.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going
You
to
can't
ask
speak on that, but I will tell you in the States.
Yeah, a lot of us feel the same way in the States,
yeah,
for sure.
the biggest thing, like, as soon as you're like, yeah, can you get this game for me? And almost always it's, yeah, not a problem. Yeah, who do I go through? And you're like, well, Asmodee. And then there's always the, you always get that weird kind of groan. And it's kind of like, yeah. And there are plenty of shop owners, I will tell you, that as soon as you say the word Asmodee, the answer is no. I can't get it. I don't work with them. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I was very excited for this because I was like, oh, some of those shops that told me no might not say no now. But, you know, it's just one of those things of how it works here.
When I first pitched, and Cole cannot say that he knows, but he does. When I pitched a few things about the game, the Gamefound and everything to some people from the new Musubi that are going to be announced soon, the reaction from people in the US were two things mostly. Wow, no more Asmodee, so cool. And then it was, whoa, Woolly Back Plush. And you're like, okay, great. Thank you guys for your input. That is very valuable. But yeah, we do know that it was it was a pain point, and with such a huge country, and well, it's difficult. So that's good that people will be able to get the product directly from us. I do think that is going to be helping do a lot of things.
I think that's a huge advantage, is now I can be like, go to this portal, right? Wherever that ends up being, I don't know. But regardless, it doesn't really matter as long as it's not an Asmodee website. They're like, oh yeah, sure. And then we can go from there. Obviously, we'll see how said game store feels about it at that point. I'm sure it won't be an issue, but now that the A word is no longer involved, we might be able to make some progress in a few areas.
We'll see.
Yep.
Next question. Let's end in the 12 next minutes, so I can have like 7 hours of sleep before going to VR shooting game. Let's go.
Yeah,
one more good one, Cole. One more good one. One more good one. Let's see. What do we got?
One bad one, one good one.
One bad one.
Let's do as much as we can. I'll just talk less than I was. Okay, let's go.
Important question. How many people on staff have a foot fetish?
Oh, geez. Is that in there? I missed that one completely. No, that's not a question.
There.
No, I know. He was... Cole was joking about someone else on the Discord. So I don't think anybody in the team.
Just one. You know who you are.
No, I mean, there are two things that I hate. I hate feet and I hate karaoke. That's
what's wrong with karaoke?
I just hate karaoke with passion. That's two things. Yeah. Anyway, next question.
So any new mythologies the Altered team is looking to explore? It'd be awesome to see more Latin American gods, even if it's more of a touch from Puerto Rico. This next set has some Maori gods and influences. And then, of course, Beowulf is what? English?
Nordic?
I don't know. Nordic?
Viking?
Yeah. I do not know.
I have 4 books on a bookshelf in my house, and I've never read it.
Perfect.
Do you even... That was a very important information that you just gave us. Thank you for that information.
I have 4 books. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, but can you read, actually?
Nope, I don't know how to read.
Yeah.
I lost that talent a while ago.
Hey, stop drinking. That will be better for you. Anyway, so I do not know everything because there are two things. One thing is, even though I can see the arts for up to set 6, I'm just a Frenchman. I do not have a lot of culture, so I may not recognize mythology from people, and that I do not know about. I do know that we are going to revisit some that we have seen before. So Anubis is going to have friends in upcoming sets. For the rest, I do not know specifically about Latin American gods. Sorry.
Yeah, Yoshi actually has a very, very good answer to like the whole, representation and mythologies in Altered on the Hero's Guide to Asgartha podcast he did. We have to get our one shill out per episode so that they pay me. But
yeah, I mean they are a much better podcast than this one. So
Yep. So next question, any future collaboration ideas brewing, and what will you torture Cole with for the next year?
Yes. Next question.
How much has the team grown from last year? Which is, for me, a sad question, but I'll let you answer.
Yeah, the team has grown negatively.
Ooh.
No, I mean that's when you start a project like the one you have right now, with so many things that you need to do and deliver, you do not always know the manpower that you're going to need. And there are some times in which there's a lot of rush and there's a lot of things to do and there are a lot of priorities. So at some point, you can see that you can merge some jobs, or simply stuff evolved. For example, the team was very different when we were just finishing the game and shipping the Kickstarter than it is right now, in which we have a cycle that is already set, and then we just have to iterate on that cycle. I mean, for production, for everything. So some jobs were opened, some jobs were closed, but I think we are. Yeah, we have. It's really weird actually, because we have so many uh, new jobs. Like for example, when we did the Kickstarter, we did not have any support team, and now we do. We did not have somebody that was focused on the production. We had somebody that was only dedicated to translating the card, and now it's the game designer that are doing that. So the team developed a lot, and we are actually, um, yeah, we are a bit fewer than we used to be right after the Kickstarter. Yeah,
Can
uh,
you call one person a team? Just a question.
one person a team.
Yeah, you said you have a support team.
Oh, well, I'm the community team.
They all
Yeah.
help and support.
No,
Yeah.
that's true. And when you look at some TCG's team, we are almost more staffed than they are.
Yeah. I just had to throw some spice in there so that people don't think I'm just a paid shill, and
Yeah,
I'll let Simon be the Equinox bootlicker. So
yeah.
Jeez.
that is technically the end of our questions. But anything you want to BS about or let people know or tell us?
You have 5 minutes. If you have any questions, that's a very moment. I do not have like anything to say. What I can say, because I've told you guys several times, sober and drunk, um, there is something very different about the U.S. community in respect to the community in Europe. Not all the people, obviously, but like for example, people that I know are very different. But from a community standpoint, my experiences in convention in the US has been um, much cooler than keep trying, again trying, but not you. But people have been like cooler and more chill and more focused on having fun with the game. And for example, every time that I've met people um, willing to get that Lockinox playmat, people are so much happier in the US when they get it, even though for the boss battle there is less queue in the US than there is in Europe. In Europe, queues for the boss battle are like hours long. In the US, usually if you just come to see me, you'll be able to play if I'm here, if I'm not in the convention buying shit. So it's yeah, I feel like it's always a good experience, and I know that I would love to do all the convention in the US. I know that one of the questions from Felix that we have not answered was the us being to convention, especially the WCQs in the future. Um, I wish, because I do love being there, and Justin has taught me so much about just the US. Yeah, I feel more that like family vibe when I'm there. So thank you for that. That I can tell you. And yes, we recruited somebody from the support team. That's yeah.
Joyce,
So
yeah,
when you
you
go
don't
to the
have to deal with
convention-
easy.
When you go to the
That's good.
convention and you're going to buy
Yeah.
stuff, where are you first going? What is your I'm buying that pick a choice? Do you have a game plan or do you mill about first?
When I go to a convention specifically, or when I go to a specific city.
Like when you're going to Gen Con, you're like, I'm going to buy stuff. Is it I'm poking around and that looks cool, so I'll pick that up? Or are you like, I'm going to this specific booth to pick this up right now?
So when I go to Gen Con, my battle plan is always not to go to convention first and go to a topic first.
Okay.
That's where I'll be going, because that will be, according to the choice of t-shirts and goodies that they have, will be deciding the budgets that I have for the rest of the convention. And
That's fair.
then once that is done, it's usually like goodies that I could not find. So, like for example, I bought a lot of stuff for myself and Swoki from Elverboss. I bought a lot of Game Genic accessories, and obviously I'm buying a lot of stuff from Amazon that get delivered at the hotel, which also decide the rest of my budget for the rest of the convention. So I do have some specific booths that I love to go to. Gen Con, for example, is a pins booth that I love. But yeah, every convention is different. But I do have a battle plan for each of them.
Nice.
It's important to note that there's no Hot Topic in France, because if
No.
you told someone that your first stop is Hot Topic and you live in the US, they would severely judge you. But
Oh yeah, the same way if you tell somebody in Japan that you always love to go to Uniqlo, they will be making fun of you because that's something that is very like cheap for them.
Right.
Yeah. Uniqlo is no joke like my new favorite shop, because their t-shirts are a little taller than usual and super great quality. I'm literally wearing a Uniqlo Demon Slayer shirt right now.
Well, I'm just nude with my Nevenka playmat on myself, just in case.
All right,
that's how I chose to
send me
leave.
those pictures later. Anyways,
send me that playmat later. Maybe not that specific one, but I mean,
okay.
I'll give you a PO box. You can drop some stuff off to.
All right, final question, because Wookiee's question made me think of it. What was the best dish you had while visiting the US for Altered specifically? So like the last year.
Best dish? Screw that. What's the best alcohol you had in the States?
Oh,
Why not both?
Oh, or fine.
You said the best dish. That's what you asked.
Like the best thing you ate.
My God.
For me, I'm still chasing the high of that ramen from Mecha in Boston.
Yeah, I think that was one of a good thing, but it's very difficult because there are some moments that I've shared with people, specifically the one we went to with you, Moon, and Simon, where
The
you
blue
guys,
juice.
yeah, you let me drink that pitcher on my own. But that was one of the fond memories that I have, and like things like that. First time that we went to the Mecha one, when I got to spend more time with Blue, was a good memory. But I do think that one of the personal memory, like not related to Altered, was the time I spent in Phoenix when I arrived. I just put everything in the hotel, and then I was on my own. It was one of the first time that I was traveling for Equinox on my own in a city that I didn't know, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just create that map of things that I want to do, and I went to Target to buy Sonic stuff. And then I took a break and I went to In-N-Out, and I just fucking love In-N-Out. And it was the last time I went to In-N-Out was in 2012. So it had
We
been
gotta
like
get
13
you
years.
Culver's.
I mean, to each their own, like you said. But
Yeah.
I was that very moment in which I was like, okay, I love this game. I love that community. I am the only French guest to that event in this game and stuff, and I still game and stuff, Gamers Guild. I'm still like wearing the Gamers Guild T-shirt most of the time. I'm still playing with their first player token. I just love that shop. I love Aaron. I just love the time that I spend there. And that very afternoon on my own, just going to shops in a culture that I love and eating some food that I was craving for 13 years. That was a very personal feeling, and being a different time zone, it's like you just left all of the you just leave all of the bad things, all the things on another time zone, and you just focus on the time right now, and that was a good moment. That was a good moment for me. I enjoy that, even though I did not meet all the usual people that I'm usually meeting, but that was a great personal moment that I spent with myself. So I'm going to say that In-N-Out burger, even though some of the meat I have eaten in the US, I'm sorry, Cole, but that's what I'm going to put, was some of the best thing that I had.
As for alcohol, Wookie doesn't know that you're basically a sake sommelier. So, is there anything outside of sake that you've had here that you really liked?
You ever had Malort?
Oh God!
No, please never have Malort.
I have two things to say. One, okay, I'm going to say the first one because I think it's more an emotional one. But the picture that we got on that time with Moon and Simon was good. Was actually good. And then I'm just going to drop that because it's exactly the truth. But I would say, Cole, that the blowjobs that were given to us were very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I did not have one, but yes, I got what you're saying.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you did not.
Y'all had some pretty good blowjobs, though.
Yeah, that was.
Yes.
If Megumi at some point you just listen to this, please give us more blowjobs. That was amazing. That was a good night. Yeah. Which other cocktail? I think the margarita was pretty good. In that bar, which was a total failure from our initial plan, but yeah. Okay, I do love the chat reaction to that.
I didn't even look until I looked at it. It's just like it's a drink, people. It's a drink.
Yeah, it's a
Calm
cocktail.
Down.
It was
it's a cocktail you can get. We name things weird here. We also have something called a fuzzy nipple. Don't read too much into it.
Yeah, well, it was just some dudes and some friends at a table, and you know they had some blowjobs and got a bunch of white stuff all over their faces.
A picture of them.
Yeah,
weird story.
That's I will not hold you any longer, but I really appreciate you coming to talk with us and working it out, especially because I know how busy you are, and it is 7 hours ahead. For anyone in the U.S., that's okay. This is another question. I fucking
Let's
lied.
go.
Anyone in the U.S. who's coming to the Worlds, is there any pro tips you have for them? Anything you would love to see? What do you want from people going to Worlds in Paris?
It's very difficult to recommend things. in a city that you spent most of your time with.
No, what do you want from them? Like, what do you
Oh.
want them? Do you want them to, cosplay, give you high fives, bring you Sonic plushes?
I will accept all kind of briberies. That's fine. You can bribe me all you want. Um, yeah, I do want to meet people, and one of the things that I'm not going to say I dislike, but I think a bit like a bit of a shame is that some people. I do remember your nicknames on the Discord. Like if we interacted one or two times, usually I do remember people. So most of the time, people when they come and chat with me and they do not tell me who they are, it's a bit sad. Just like come and say hello, tell me who you are, tell me something that you remember from the Discord, and let's chat. I mean that's. First and foremost, that's what I'm paid for, but also that's what I like. So just don't be shy. Just come and chill.
Yes, definitely say your Discord name because I will not know who the hell you are otherwise. And I've had people like message me on BGA like, "Oh, we met in Dallas," and I'm like, "Yay, great to see you."
Yeah, all the time.
Yep. All right, are we good now, Cole? Can we close her, shut her down?
Yeah,
Can
I
I
think
go to sleep?
I think I'm gonna
go to sleep. Good night.
make some pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone in France can go to sleep. Thanks, the live audience here.
Yes.
Of
Thank
course,
you to everybody
Chili,
in the live audience.
Chili
But
asked
first,
the question.
we got to shill for some dollars. So you can head over to the Patreon,
okay.
give Cole $1, right, so that he can finally go to sleep.
So he can pay for his blowjobs when in France.
That's right. Somebody's got
Are
to.
you leaking something here at the end?
Am I? No.
What?
Events.
I'll let Loki say it again.
Oh,
if he really
yeah.
wants.
So you could pay for your blowjobs in France? I don't know. That seems like a personal question you guys could talk about later.
All right, go ahead,
right.
Loki.
So make sure you head over to the Patreon every Tuesday. You guys can get the episode early. And then make sure you head over to w.gg. If you're tired like Loki and you need a little pick-me-up, you can go over to w.gg, pick up your tub of energy. New out this month, s'mores. I'll be picking up a tub. Use code DRAWBETTER to get 10% off. With that being said, I think we're all done here. We will see you all next week.
Well, not me, obviously.
Not you. We rehired Felix within this last hour. So
I'm fired. That's great.
Yeah, you got to go back to building the game we all play. Get to it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Loki.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Loki. I'll see you all later.
You